So we are just a few days away from Pokemon Day on February 27th, and that is when we're going to get the Pokemon Presents presentation to showcase the latest information and news about Pokemon. And so a lot of people are looking forward to this, of course, for Pokemon Legends ZA, since that is going to be the next big mainline Pokemon title, and since the announcement of it last Pokemon Day, we still haven't gotten any type of new information or news about it, so it is going to be nice to see that game for the first time. But it seems like some other information about a big announcement that could be inside of this Pokemon Presents may have actually just ended up leaking, and so that's what we're going to be talking about inside of this video. And so if you don't want to get spoiled on potentially what could be a new announcement inside of this Pokemon Presents, then definitely click off the video. But if you are interested, then definitely keep on watching. I already made a video talking about my predictions for what could be shown inside of the Pokemon Presents, so if you want to go and check out that video, it was actually with my friend Ruffled Rowlet, so there should be a little eye up in the corner right now if you want to go ahead and click or tap on that to go and check out that video, but I'll also have it in the outro of this video if you want to go and watch it after you're done watching this one. Now this information is all coming from Aero, so if you don't know who Aero is, he was a very accurate leaker that we had where the account was like a picture of that Aero bird from WarioWare, and they ended up becoming a very credible leaker as they had so much information turn out to be true, like exactly when Nintendo Directs were going to happen, a lot of the big announcements that were going to be inside of Nintendo Directs, and even just smaller things like when Nintendo Switch Online was going to be getting an update and what system was going to be getting new games added and stuff. So they definitely seem to have some type of source where they're getting this information, and I don't know why, but if for some reason they posted this over on Blue Sky, and I guess maybe they moved there, or I don't know if he still posts on Twitter, but this is the account that they use on Blue Sky. It's actually the same name that they changed from Twitter as well, where it uses like these random letters and numbers. I don't know why. I don't think that they mean anything. But anyway, this was the post that they had on Blue Sky where they posted this image right here, and that was it. And the thing is, this is an image here of a synapse. And you might be thinking, well, how does this relate to Pokemon? Well, the thing about this is that this actually relates to something that we knew about in terms of a potentially scrapped Pokemon game. Now, if you remember around like September to October of last year, there was a massive Game Freak Terra hack that happened where terabytes of information from Game Freak's servers ended up leaking online, and that's where we had like a lot of those crazy things come out. Like I'm sure you heard about all the memes and the crazy stuff with like the Typhlosion stories and all of that. That's where all of that came from. And then we had other information come out too, like beta Pokemon designs, scrap features from Pokemon games, and a lot of other documents and things as well. And so from that, we were also able to learn about some scrapped Pokemon titles and see a couple of like beta Pokemon gameplay and things like that. And so one of the things was actually there about something called Synapse, and it was called Pokemon Project Synapse. And so we even had some images here and like some gameplay of what it was going to be like. And so I'm going to be showing that to you guys inside of this video. And if Pyro is posting this now, then it makes it seem like maybe this Synapse thing is actually going to happen. So we've got Central Leaks here who has the information, where it just says here, thanks to the leaks, we now know Pokemon Project Synapse, a new online multiplayer Pokemon game, is being unveiled this week. But what is Pokemon Synapse? The short answer is we don't know yet. We know it's multiplayer, and it's likely being developed by Pokemon Works, the new company set by ILCA and the Pokemon Company, but we have some hints about it from last year's Terra leak. And inside of that Terra leak, there was another name that fit the description, the cancelled Pokemon Project Rodeo. The game is an online multiplayer game for both Switch and smartphones, and revolves around using ride Pokemon to defeat rampaging Pokemon. In the pitch document for it, it mentions some Splatoon references for the fact that you can customize your characters and your gun. Yeah, it has some type of gun, and the fact that it's a team-based online game. When Rodeo was cancelled, we think that parts of it may have been reincorporated into Synapse. What we don't know yet is how different it is now. So yeah, basically what it seems like was that there was some type of like Pokemon Project Rodeo, Project Synapse type of game that was being worked on. And at the time when the Terra leak came out, we had kind of assumed that this was just a scrapped game and that it was probably not going to happen. But if we got like potential leaks now from Pyro saying this, then it seems like maybe this thing is actually going to happen, and this is actually going to be revealed now inside of this Pokemon Presents. And so we can actually see here kind of what this game was going to be like, and we have some images here. Obviously these are very early images of like what the game what's going to be like in some very like beta footage, but you can kind of see what it's going to be like, where you're basically using ride Pokemon. So you actually get on top of your Pokemon that you're going to be riding. So they've got like a Garchomp here, which you can see like the girl character here is getting on it. Obviously, remember, all of this is not like final gameplay. I'm sure it'll look much more streamlined and better. Like, I don't even know what clothes she's wearing. She doesn't even have clothes on. They're just kind of like gray colors on her. But anyway, you can kind of get the idea here. You can see what it's kind of like. You've got the models here. You can see some other Pokemon that I guess are going to be like usable. So you've got Decidueye, Garchomp, Electivire, and Samurott. And yeah, I mean, here's kind of like the actual gameplay. So I'm going to lower the volume a little bit. But yeah, you can kind of see it's like some grassy area where you have like your character riding the Pokemon, and then they can do different attacks. So you can see them with different Pokemon here. So there's one with Decidueye, we saw Garchomp and Electivire. And so yeah, you can kind of ride around. And I mean, this kind of looked pretty decent even for early gameplay too. Like, I think like the visuals weren't that bad. And I'm sure like if it actually gets more polished and stuff, it could look pretty nice, but you can kind of get the idea. We just don't really know too much about the concept of this game yet. But we can see here some animations and stuff for like how it's going to be like when you're riding the Pokemon. Like, Samurott straight up just gets like on both feet here, and we can actually see it using like the two different swords and stuff. So like some actual cool animations. It seems like you can even summon like little Pokemon to use attacks for you. Like, here's like a Piplup just using like Surf and stuff. So I guess you can have like support Pokemon or something. That seems like it could be happening too. But yeah, I mean, we can see here it's really kind of just a game where you're riding Pokemon around, and they mentioned that it's going to be an online multiplayer game. So I'm trying to think of like what this could actually be. And I mean, I'm thinking like what it kind of sounds like to me is how they mentioned like you're going to be trying to defeat rampaging Pokemon. And so here's like another support we can see here with Geodude. The fact that they mentioned like trying to defeat rampaging Pokemon, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Monster Hunter in a way. Like, I feel like maybe it could be like you and a bunch of other people get to team up with like your Pokemon that you're riding, and then I guess these support Pokemon and stuff, and then you have to take down like giant rampaging Pokemon or something. It's kind of like Monster Hunter where you and your friends work together and you can get different rewards and stuff. Maybe that's what it is. But then again, we also have like these other little Pokemon running around here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like, is this like how you get your support Pokemon and stuff? We really don't know. Like, that's kind of the information that we just have in terms of like the early kind of like little gameplay snippet that we can see here. Doesn't really tell us too much about it. Like, that's really kind of all we have here. And they did mention that apparently this game is going to be on smartphone, and it's also going to be on the Switch. So I wonder if there's going to be some type of connectivity, or if it's going to have like crossplay or something, kind of like with Pokemon Unite, because that's on your phone as well, and you can play it on your Nintendo Switch. So I do wonder if it's going to be something like that. I don't really see like any type of way that maybe this could be some type of competitive game where you're actually facing off against other players. This seems more like the opposite, where it's going to be more team-based, where it's just going to be like AI monsters that are rampaging, but you and a bunch of friends can team up online to try to defeat them in like a raid style type of game or something like that. I'm not really too sure, but I do expect that this game is probably going to be free to play. If it's going to be paid, I don't know how many people are actually going to buy this. It's most likely definitely going to be a free to play game like Pokemon Unite and a lot of the other like mobile games that we have. So it should be interesting to see. I'm sure like when we actually get the full reveal inside of the Pokemon Presents, if it is going to be happening with all of this, then it'll be much more clear and we can actually see if the game looks pretty interesting or not. But yeah, there you go guys, that is pretty much one of the new Pokemon reveals that could be inside of this upcoming Pokemon Presents. If you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about Pokemon, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this. Does this sound kind of exciting to you? Would this be some type of Pokemon game that you might try out, or do you not really care about it? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.